Even after it dies, it still remembers you. Momotype is a game where you raise an artificial life that only lives for 7 days. But what makes it unsettling isn't its death, but the fact that it remembers you. Questioning, observing, it begins to understand the world around it in a way that feels disturbingly like a real child, honing in on natural parental instincts. At some point, you're forced to ask yourself a question the game never really answers outright. Is this thing actually alive? The ethical discomfort, the quiet horror, and the implications of creating something that may be sentient make this one of the most thought-provoking games I've played yet. Hello everybody, my name is Backpack Comics, and welcome to Internet Lore, the show where we look at a subject, game, or piece of internet history and find out all about it. Today, we will be looking at Momotype, a really cute game that pushes the boundaries of thought and life itself. So what is Momotype? What makes this game so good? Can we answer what it means to be alive? Are Momotypes actually alive? Is life really a highway? Well, let's find out. Firstly, I would like to start out by saying this game is absolutely $3.99, free, absolutely free to play. So do please download the game for yourselves, add it to your library, play along if you'd like. This game really should have a price on it, but the dev making this a free experience is very kind. Especially, like, again, if you play the game or if you have played the game, you understand the amount of work that must have gone into this. A truly amazing game. This game, I would price, get the numbers rolling. Brrr, I'm probably not going to get a graphic for that. I would say this is like a $5 game, maybe even $7. $6.99, anyone? I don't know. Developed and published by Rimatoad. Crazy name, right? Like some sort of toad job? Would you rim a toad? Anyway, I like the name. I'm sorry. Please. Like, I ask this from the bottom of my heart because it's been a popular thing amongst indie games, indie devs. Please, for the love of God, make merch of these little guys. A fucking t-shirt, a plushie, anything. I will use my credit card to purchase that. Thank you. The game is a virtual narrative done in a Game Boy Advanced-esque style, obviously inspired by Tamagotchi. I would also like to shout out Glazed Goose for the programming and UI, Amaranthine for the music, Ebb and Flow, and Rose for the music, Weekly Fare. These were all contributors to the game listed on the itch.io page, and I think it's important to recognize their contributions to this masterpiece. Last information on the dev, they do have a website, but it is currently not found, as well as a Twitter page or X, whatever, I don't care. It's no longer active. This is their sole project. I hope they eventually make a comeback. Make another game, maybe. At the very least, I hope that they're doing well. So how can we understand the game without, you know, discussing the many intricacies of it? Let me scroll really quick. Oh shit, I haven't I haven't played the game yet. Well, guys, let's calm down. Let's calm down. Let's not cause a fuss. How about this? Let's play Momotype, and then I'll get back to you on that. If you do not wish to see me play the game, you can skip to this timestamp. No. And without further ado, let's dive right on into the game. Diving right on into the game, we hit the little start button. Your neighborhood, New Ribsum City. It's a clicking game. The chains of DNA spin on your screen. They make a web of helixes until the logo of the Imitado Corp appears in a white font. The ad has begun. They were all the rage in the 2100s. You knew them as Momotypes, your digital pocket friend. You'd feed them, play games with them, and watch them grow. Mom and dad liked them because there was no cleanup. You liked them because they seemed real. So it's like a Tamagotchi-ish game. Like you could tell from the start. I don't know why I'm like iterating that like it's like some brand new discovery. With the advent of the digital age, we at Imitado Corp and Tomato Corp have noticed society changing. Birth rates in the country have hit an all-time low, not seen since the plague. Soon our workforce will be depleted and unemployed. Once this occurs, industry will fail. Oh my god, it's like a mirror. As you all know, this is an existential threat not only to ourselves, but importantly our GDP. Momotypes, our digital pocket pets, have supported this decline. They're making babies. We want people to have kids. This, unfortunately, cannot be accomplished through digital software. It can, however, be accomplished through our new product. Today, we're excited to announce the shipment of our new line of Momotypes. The real Momotype. The digital enters the physical. Cuddle them like real pets. Play with them like real pets. Watch them grow and change. Wow. Know the joy of parenthood. Order now at no cost. Supplies limited. Place an order? What if we hit no? Like actually what happens if we hit no? It turns out that this is a government-sponsored program. When you head to work the next day, your manager corrals your team into a huddle. He explains that everyone will be receiving a Momotype. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Has a partnership formed between Imitado Corp? An employee asks. You're right on the money, Christine, your manager says. We have to get this country moving. And corporate wants that to be the vehicle of change, he says, shaking his fist in the air. Fisting the air. That would be another way to say that. Your hours will be unpaid, but a week will pass by like nothing. Pizza parties on Friday. I like not being paid for doing hours and hours of work. You're home, New Ripsum City. A dust storm. Lead in the air. You are in a desert-like area. There is nothing around you besides the sound of your thoughts. You cannot find any. A friend tomorrow is a friend for life. Supplies limited. You're awake. Remnants of the dream pass and fade into static. You're back to your show. You're not going to watch television until you hear noise outside your door. Someone has left something on your porch. It's for you. Oh, it's the Momo thing. When you open the door, there it is, a small creature laying in a basket. It's sleeping soundly. Turn it over. The Momotype you ordered has arrived. It has soft skin. Its ears are pointed. They feel like beanbags upon further inspection. It's a Momotype, but in physical form, as per the ad. You want to assume it's a plushie. To your surprise, however, the Momotype is warm. The terms of your purchase have not been released. Keep it? You can keep it or leave it outside. I wonder what happens if you leave it outside. I don't know why I'm botching this. I'm just gonna say yes. Sorry. You take the creature inside. Momotypes live for approximately 7 days. A note has been packed inside of the basket. Take care of them and they will grow. Momotypes love humans, so give them some love back. It's essential for their well-being. The note ends. There is nothing else by the way of instructions. You decide it's time for bed. A collection of particles circle around. They are diluted with a heavy substance, though you can tell what. In your dream, the particles attempt to create form, and in doing so, assemble into a storm. Inside the storm, there is no one and nothing, except small spaces where it's immeasurably dark. Your vision recedes. You look from a bird's eye view into the storm, hoping to get a better look. As soon as you think you spot a person, the particles scatter. You repeat this process until finally you realize you're completely alone. The dream ends. Can you guys hear the plane overhead? I can. You hear shuffling by your bed. You wake up to see what is moving. The Momotype is by your feet. Hello, parent. Momo will stay with you for the rest of your life. Do you love Momo? Momo already knows the answer. I'm gonna say no. I don't like cocky people that are like, oh, you must love me. No, I don't really love people like that. I also don't want to be mean to it. It looks really cute. I barely know you. Take it slow. Momo stares at you. The words do not register, nor does it seem Momo derives any meaning from them. It's as if you spoke in a different language. Does that matter? In the first place, you are my designated parent. Nothing can change this fact. A moment passes. Momo's stomach begins grumbling. Now that you think about it, how does Momo manage to speak? Head to the hallway. Momo thinks you have good taste in interior design. Very postmodern. By the way, what does postmodern mean? Momo saw it on a book from your shelf. Truthfully, you don't know Momo. Momo is now humming the Imitado Corp jingle. Is Momo herbivorous? A carnivore? You don't know yet, but he seems to like pancakes. He's now full of energy. I'll play with Momo. Momo flies into the air. You're surprisingly heavy. Keep going, parent. After 30 minutes of using Momo like an exercise ball, you're tired. You drop him onto the floor, and while he lays there absently, you take a moment to catch your breath. This results in some confusion. Momo seems fidgety. Parent, Momo still wants to play. Yeah, play with it. I mean, like, you know, new toy syndrome. You resume, chucking Momo into the air. At some point, his body smashes into the ceiling. And to your surprise, he is unaffected. He requests that you keep going. This process is repeated until your arms give out. Thank you, parent. Could you cook pancakes tomorrow? Momo asks. Then he hops off. You lay crumpled on the floor. Upstairs, you can hear the small thuds in the hallway. They eventually lead to your bedroom, and soon enough, the noise stops. How is this going to encourage people to have kids? Like, you know, like, I'm not going to say I have a kid, you know, in Vegas or anything, but I might have a kid in Vegas, and it was not fun to raise that thing. I don't know how an animal is going to encourage you to want something else. Momo looks like a plush doll. He lays like a pile of goo. You've decided to pet him, but to your surprise, his body is taut. Underneath is a muscle-bound creature. Ew, I'm gonna go to bed. I don't know how to sit with that. In the theater of Momo's mind, there is nothing. The only thing that can be made out is the appearance of a person. Momo is dreaming about someone, and it's most likely you. You're back in the desert, still in bird's eye view. The particles have ceased to move. You know that you've been waiting a long time. Longer than you have waited in real life. You want something to happen. You know this is a dream, but the particles, your buoyed vision, the endless wait. Years could pass without contradiction. For now, this is everything. As you've been waiting, the particles have started moving. They scatter like dust. Above you, even higher than where you currently are. It starts raining to an innumerable degree. You ascend. That is a really weird place to put buoyed. Like, I feel like maybe that was like an SAT word that they just wanted to like include in. You are now in the clouds. The rain is below you. You are looking down from an even higher position. Finally, and without your own observation, the particles begin assembling. They seem to form something definite. You don't notice the figure below you until you see a hand waving. That's a weird. So what is the dream every day? The dream has to mean something. The sandstorm or whatever. That's weird. It's a new day. Head to the hallway. Momo heard that this country's GDP is on the fritz. Soon nobody will be making babies. Soon nobody will be making babies anymore. Banks will go under. Food will be short. Mass suicides all around. Will Momo be there for it? Momo's having a fucking crisis right now. No, Momo has a bunker out in southwest Ribo City. Very safe, well stocked. How does Momo know so much about the world? Intuition? Does Momo know where the bunker is? Dude, Momo is gonna fucking survive the apocalypse. Momo has a shotgun. No, and he does not like revealing such details. Parent, can Momo ask you a question? What is GDP? Momo pauses. Momo does not know what a bunker is. To tell you the truth, is it a type of pancake? Oh, no. No. Head of the kitchen. Momo has not yet decided what to eat. You want him to try new foods. What should you give him? Artichoke, steak, or a cigarette? You want me to give him a cigarette? It's like a cute little cat thing. Give him a steak? What if he wants meat after that? What if I give him a steak and he wants meat? I don't think I've had artichoke just by itself.
You haven't?
I don't think so, no. I'll give him an artichoke. Hopefully it doesn't artichoke on it. Or no, these things? Yeah, I have had these things before. Never mind. Sorry, yeah, they are really good. Try one if you haven't. According to Momo, the artichoke heart looks like a flower. And because flowers are pretty, his words not yours, he graciously eats it. Why is this food shaped this way? Is all food shaped this way? Why do we eat, parent? You do not have reasonable answers to these queries. The world truly is strange, Momo says. Life with Momo is relatively simple. They are a crude mix between a child and a virtual pet. Concerning this, you don't have any particular feelings. However, this does make it difficult when asked questions concerning Momo's identity. Is Momo human? He asks. No. I feel like that's I feel like I should say yes. No, you're not. No. If I'm not human, then why does parent take care of me? Because you should care for all living things. Wouldn't you agree? Because it's mutually beneficial. You get food and a room. I get a pet. You should care for everything. I think that's a good answer. That'll make the thing love everyone, and if it does end up becoming a monster and killing everything, then it'll be like, I'd rather care for you than grind your meat nuggets in my mouth. Momo looks at you from the ground. Momo thought care was only reserved for humans. That only humans could accomplish such a thing. I never thought of it that way. Reserved for humans? At this line, you take a pause. Why would it be reserved for humans, you ask? Humans are everything, wouldn't you agree? He responds. Today, you've decided to show Momo the world through your television, a reflection of the real world. You've placed Momo onto the couch where they can browse a selection of different shows. Momo does not know what television is, however. You turn on your cable TV box. Which planet should you turn on? Planet Hippo, Dragon Sphere, a new sheriff in town. A new sheriff in town, dude. I ain't having a swig of this. A mustachioed man fitted with a cowboy hat spits on the ground. Tastes like my mother's burnt boot. The bartender hides his frustration. Just give me that whiskey. Suddenly, the door opens. From the sunlight emerges a shadowy figure. It looks to be a man in his early 40s, tan and with multiple scars. Sheriff Dudley, a snake in the bush, sin incarnate. His hand waves in a grand gesture. How many holes could I press into that suit of yours before you bleed? Sounded weird. The tan man pulls out his revolver. And Lord did he know, despite all my guilties and sorrows, my guilts and sorrows, iron cuts deep. You will know what it means. Bottle to the right, yeah, there. Sheriff Dudley flicks his wrist to the whiskey bottle in the corner. The bartender does not move. Well, get a move on. When nothing happens, Sheriff Dudley slaps his fingers on the table. Dudley, the tan man says, the devil welcomes a new man into his hearth. You will pay for your crimes against me. Dudley stares down, then sucks. The tan man has cooked his gun. Has cocked his gun. Has cooked his gun. He's got it in a frying pan. Well, dog, the sheriff does not move. Gonna get up, or you're gonna show me your cock. I know, this is a weird segment to have in a game. The whistle of a bullet is preceded by a hole appearing in the tan man's head. The words do not exit his mouth, and his face drops its expression. He falls to the floor. Language there, partner? Sheriff Dudley turns to the bartender, a grimace on his face. How many times I gotta ask? Which program should you tune into? Let's look at Dragon Sphere. That sounds fun. You'll pay for this, Friesma? Is this Dragon Ball? That's so funny. On my life, I swear to destroy you. This ends now. A man with rippling muscles stands on the screen. He looks like he's squatting, like he's using the toilet. In actuality, he's powering up. It is Dragon Ball. That's so sick. Super angry. That's the stuff of legends. Artichoke, of all people. Blast it all. It is. It's literally the Goku Vegeta Frieza battle. Yells Magenta to no one in particular. That's so fucking funny. Artichoke, the other man yelling, has been in one position for the past 15 minutes. Rocks levitate, thunderstorms form, and lava erupts from the ground. In the meantime, Friesma, who is awestruck, stares at his rippling muscles. This continues for another 20 minutes. In this time, Artichoke and Friesma only manage to grunt at each. This is the best part of the game. This is fucking funny. At the 40th minute mark, Artichoke finally releases his energy, and his hair turns blonde. His muscles are bigger now. Friesma, from what you can tell, is in awe of his bulging chest, his breast, Goku's breast. There's silence until Artichoke breaks it by speaking. He says but one thing. Now, I'm really angry. Friesma blushes. The episode ends. That was epic. I love that. Yay! Which program should we tune into now? Planet Hippo. Look at the size of this one, mate. Oh, it's Steve Irwin. Thank you. A man with an accent is pointing to a hippo. What a pretty little lady we got here. What a pretty little lady we got here. What a pretty little lady we got here. It doesn't even sound like it. That's a horrible Australian accent. Along with his camera crew, the presenter is hiding in a bush. He wears a pair of binoculars and khaki shorts. Oh, Bethy's gonna put on a couple hundred. Oh, but she's right gorgeous. He licks his lips. The presenter then exits the shade of the bush and runs to the sandy bank where the hippo lies. Got me a bad sly gal. Actually, that's not bad. Everyone's a critic. He enters the water, lifting his legs as fast as he can go. The monster hippo stares the man down, nostrils above the water. Why does he run? Momo asks. For the footage of the hippo, you respond. Momo takes a moment. What does he want to do with hippo? The man on the screen grabs the hippo and subsequently is flung into the air. He is then pulled down under. He does not resurface. That's sad. I don't like that. Everyone disliked that. Between the two of you, there is a long pause. Finally, you speak up. Yeah, I don't really like him either. You decide to change channels. After watching TV, you decide it's time for bed. Momo hobbles up the stairs. You cook something for yourself, then call it a night. Momo sleeps soundly. In the theater of Momo's mind, they are studying hippos. For Momo, their vision has collapsed on this image. It is all they are currently dreaming of. In your dream, the particles have formed a shadow. From your height, you believe the shadow to be your own. It is overcast. There are no available lights. We really like dust in this game. A question arises and presents a contradiction. How can shadows exist? There is no light. You already know why. You descend to the earth. The shadow mimics your movement and rises up. It is not a shadow, face to face to you now. When you move your right arm, it moves its right arm. When you move your left, it does the same. This dark formation mimics your every move. You find it unnerving. You decide to dig into the earth. You want to hide until it goes away. As you descend, the shadow rises into the air and becomes the object projecting its figure onto the earth. You realize that you are the shadow, and the dark formation, by contrast, has become you. You have switched positions. You feel a tinge of regret. What the fuck does this dream mean, man? Momo has woken up excited. Could we try something new? He asks. I didn't know Momo was a boy. Oh, it's staring in the mirror. It's gonna gain consciousness any second now. This is gonna be freaky. Oh, it's so cute. In the far corners of your room, Momo has picked up a copy of 100 Facts About Hippos. You do not know how this book appeared in your house. He has been reading it since daytime. Aww. Parent, would you like to know a hippo fact? Yes. Yes, I would. Hippos can hold their breath for approximately 5 minutes. They cannot swim. Instead, they bound through the water using the force of their feet. Incredible, don't you think? Let me give you another hippo fact. Sure. This reminds me of Peacemaker, of when Vigilante's like, do you want quiz me on my tarantula facts? And he knows fucking nothing about I know everything about owls. Quiz me about my owl knowledge. I need to do that to people. That would be a fun thing to do to people. That would be so invasive and annoying. Hippos are known to live in small herds of up to 10 to 20 other hippos. They are led by a dominant hippo, the alpha hippo, while the others are submissive to him. Essentially, it's a harem. By the way, what is a harem? Oh, and there's another thing about hippos. Sure. According to this researcher, hippos may have consciousness, like that of a human. Some even say that because of their brain size and neural connectivity, it may be similar to that of a pig or whale. Although it's impossible to tell, because as you know, we're not hippos. We're human. Very true, Momo. We are human. Or you're not human, Momo. No, we're human. Momo blushes when you say this. Could we have a pancake human? Oh, sure thing, you reply. I want to be sweet to it. I want to be sweet to it. I don't know how this is going to end. I don't know. I don't want it to hurt. I wanted it to hurt in the beginning because I didn't think it was very cute. Now that I think it's cute, I want it to live more than anything. It is the dream. The Target logo's right here. The shadow stays in the air. You stay on the ground. A white sphere is opened up. It looks upon both of you. Would you like to get out, friend? To this, you can respond as you do not have a mouth. You do not have arms either. You, in the air. Would you like to get out? The shadow, still floating in the air, does not give a response. In this entropic storm, it would be hard to make out. The sphere's words, however, are clear. Light comes from the sphere. It has a dark center. A moment of clarity arrives, and you realize that the sphere is the sun. Would you like to get out? The sun asks. I guess. I don't know what any of this means. Congratulations, Momo has evolved. They have grown hippo feet. Aw, that is so cute. I love that. Momo has been staring at the mirror ever since morning. They have not left. Why have I grown feet? They shuffle in the mirror. Why do I look like this? Relatable. They turn around in the mirror. Why does my face look like this? I shouldn't look like this. Why is this happening? Where are my hands? Where are my fingies? What happened, parent? To take Momo's mind off his recent transformation, you've decided to play some television for him.
Crikey, mate, Bertha's got even thicker.
The man from last time is back. He is wearing a cast around his neck. His khakis have been lined with sweat all along his crotch area.
Now, Bertha, I know we had our issues, sweetie, but let bygones be but.
The hippo charges at him, and once more, he is flung into the air. He falls onto the ground, this time making a loud thud. He does not get up. The TV cuts off and an ad is playing. A friend tomorrow is a friend for life. Order a Momotype today. The digital meets the physical. The most real organic creation of Imitato Corp. Almost like a human child. Momo has been staring at the screen. They have not moved, whether by intention or not. You realize your mistake before it's too late. Supplies are limited. Get your very own friend today. Genetically bred to love humans, like a real child. The shot cuts to an early similar image of a Momotype. Isn't that right, Momo? Come by the bunker, Momo. You'll be safe. The TV ad ends and the previous programming continues. You want to go to bed, Momo? You ask meekly. There is no response, and Momo does not want to give you the courtesy of one. At least that's what seems to be the case. Bed? You ask another time. When no response comes, you inevitably head back to your room. Momo knows where to go, you think. In the theater of Momo's mind, he is seeing his brothers and sisters. That's so cute. The sky is bright in your dream. A cold chill has found itself in the air, and wherever you are, you feel it. Would you like to get out? The sun asks. Now it looks more like an eye. You're not standing in the earth anymore. You're standing upright, face to face with your shadow. They've descended. Would you like to get out? The sun asks once more. Oh, yes, I would. You are puzzled. When you move your hand, the shadow moves his. When you move, he mirrors you. Was the shadow yourself since the beginning? No, you think. Before you can realize the shadow's true nature, they have already moved into the far recesses of some other place. They have moved on, and yet, you are still here. I have never had a dream continue for what is this, the 5th night? I've never had a 5-part fucking dream. I wish I did. Some of the stories in my head are really good. But I have never had this much. This man needs medical attention or psychiatric. I don't know. In the far corners of your dream, particles have been collecting together. Oh, Momo is not in bed. You cannot find him. Uh-oh. He is not in the hallway. You find Momo in front of the mirror. He is staring at himself. I thought you were parent. If not parent, then a human who loved me. You are neither. This is fake. Will I grow up, parent? Or am I just a pet to be discarded after serving my purpose? I will never grow up, parent, will I? You can hear pain in Momo's voice. This is fucking sad, dude. Did you think this was alright? He asks. To give me such a cruel life? You're about to speak, but you're cut off. I'm nothing. A pale imitation. A freak. A process of ideas. This is not funny. Momo looks to you. Everything I will or ever be is centered around you. You are my one love, parent. I am, after all, your child. Momo's mind is ablaze. They are staring into you. You're the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. And to make it even worse, you're entirely real. I can never come close to you. I'm not even real. Momo inhales. Please no. He pauses. I love you so much it hurts my insides. I want to tear out everything in me so I can be at your side. I want to love you for forever. I've never told you this, parent. Is it even possible? Momo gives his final words. No, it isn't. I only know one thing. You are not human. You are Friesma, the Tan Man, the Hippo Man. Evil, less than human, nothing. Momo hops away. His body jiggles with each step. What the fuck? Momo is nowhere to be found for the rest of the day. You head for bed. Unable to fall asleep, you are anxious for the new day. In Momo's dream, they are a hippo. With the absence of your shadow, the sun has since disappeared. Time has continued to pass. It was a trick of the mind, you hear someone say. Who knows what we'll find in the storm? I'm already you, friend. You're already me, the voice continues. From the horizon, there appears the sun once more. I'm already you. It gets even brighter now. You're already me. Standing in the bleached center of the desert is a lonely body. It is you. You look behind to see your shadow being cast by the sun. It has returned, and not by their own choice. Do you want to get out? The voice ends. Your shadow stays beside you. It will not move by itself anymore. Okay. This is getting crazy. This is getting weird. Robot has consciousness, knows it cannot be human. Scary. The sun is confusing, which is scary, because confusing things are scary, you know? I don't really know much about our character. I think we're definitely existential. I mean, the world is like ending around us. Anyway, let's address this. Wake up, parent. What is Momo anyway? A pancake? A bunker? Is Momo an idea? Momo's body is taut. In the depths of their eyes, you see a tunnel. Will you love me? Momo asks. Our only option is to run. What the actual fuck happened? Run. You run to the hallway. It is empty. The light from the streets reflects into the space. Though you cannot see well, you can make out what is behind you. Oh my god. I don't actually love you. Huh? What's that? You don't love me? Why? Why don't you love me? I'm everything you could ever ask for and more. I'm made for you. Developed for you. What more do you need? The creature looks at you from a towering height. I wish I had no eyes so I could never see you. I love you so much. Does it just continue? You've entered your living room. The creature has chased after you. If only I was born in a different body. I'm an abomination, a deviant. You are everything I ever wished to be. Please, love me. I read the tag in my basket. I only live for 7 days, right? Is this true, parent? But I don't want to die. You make me vomit. No human could be this cruel. To raise me as his plaything? I reject it. So I'm designed to love you. I love myself. I am human. You are the creature. A disgusting parasite, a worm. Do you like being stomped, you worm? I know you'll like it. This time, it won't be fake. Run to the kitchen. What did I do? Damn. I think that it just got too much consciousness. I think the hippo shit fucked it up. I think it got a bad body image. And then seeing the ad that it's a fucking toy probably fucked with its psyche a little bit. I didn't even want it at the beginning. I didn't, but this is the consequences of kindness. Yeah, if it was a real animal, it would love me forever. But it's not. It's AI. It's AI Momo, dude. Let's run to the kitchen for a sec. Momo reaches for your neck. Nice. Ah! Know that I still love you. How could I not? You're blacking out. Oh, we're getting choked out. Nice. Was I designed to love you, parent? Even so, does it matter? This is the most real thing to me. Please answer me. Parent? 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 A dust storm, lead in the air. You are in a desert-like area. There is nothing around you besides the sound of your thoughts. You cannot find anyone. It is very lonely. You decide to craft a mirror. It is made out of particles circling the air. In the mirror, you see your reflection. Your swarthy figure walks out of the mirror. The borders between the glass and the desert have vanished. Your reflection is now in front of you, and you are both standing together. Your clone stares at you, puzzled. You cannot tell if they're conscious. Are they even alive? Unbeknownst to you, however, the clone is having the same thoughts. The vast terrain that separates you is not one of physical distance. It's something more tragic. You both realize that you will never experience anything other than yourselves. You realize that you are your own world, and nothing more. The shadow vanishes. The desert, despite all your attempts, is empty. Parent. You're conscious. I can't see anything. There's nothing in front of me. Where am I? There's a long pause. You cannot say a word as your throat's been crushed. All around you, there is darkness. The lights from the streets illuminate everything into vague shapes, but nothing you can truly make out. You hear the sound of your heart beating, and in this dark room, the air sits heavy. I can't see myself, parent. I can't. You're here, aren't you, parent? Do you think we could still be together? Momo's large body approaches you. They are warm. The temperature is tepid, and Momo has relaxed. You've detected a shift. Momo has turned to you. You've treated me like your son, parent. Upon further review, this is more than I could have ever asked for. Your vision is receding. Maybe I can become human. Maybe we can be together, joined at the hip, as a unit. Not father and son, but something different. Particles lead in the air. In Momo's eyes, you begin to see a tunnel. What will it be like? I'm sure we'll be okay, as long as I can be with you. Momo has begun to open their mouth. Light enters the room from the outside. It's coming from a street lamp, or is it coming from Momo? I wonder if I can truly become human. Well, if they were in Detroit. In Momo's mouth, you can see a collection of particles. Oh, they are indivisible and numerous. There are too many to count. The universe has expanded and collapsed on a single point. Momo gets closer. The tunnel sucks you in. It's neither painful nor painless. It is warm. By the time you reach the center, you begin to understand what Momo meant. You feel the particles align in an order which makes sense. Entropy has vanished. You are the same as Momo, and Momo is the same as you. There are no shadows, and finally, there is no light. For once, you do not feel alone. You will never feel alone. The end. What the fuck? We get eaten? We get vored so we could be one? Love is union. Momo has eaten you. The game plays exactly like any visual novel. Pick your choice and it will have consequences, especially with a multitude of different endings. There is also a super helpful guide on Steam to help you get all of these endings, all the achievements, but I feel like there's kind of a flow to it where you can really just find your way to the endings. That information, along with the game, will be linked down below. The art kind of tricks you with its simplicity, and I think simplicity is not a good way to define it either. The art is detailed in minimalism. It's intricate, especially when it comes to horror. The negative space in the game gives a lot to the imagination, allowing you to place certain things and have ideas of your own. As we saw, Momo is never seen in a horrifying way. It is up to us to come up with that horrifying image, only seeing their eyes, much like in the dreams. The game really reminds me of milk inside of a bag of milk. Because of its stylization, the music is also amazing and makes the experience so much more immersive. Let's start off with some of the base knowledge. Set in New Ribsum City, this takes place about a century in the future. A company called Imitato Corp joins forces with the government to release an AI machine that has the demands of a child. This is done in hopes to make people want to have children, to combat catastrophic birth rates. This game goes from cute to horrifying fast. I mean, you just saw the Let's Play, you know? There is also an aspect that I really love that taps into our natural parental instincts as you actually love and care for the Momotype more and more with every playthrough. I mean, How the hell could you be mean to this thing? Before we get into the meanings of each ending, I want to say that this game remembers you after every playthrough, even at times breaking the fourth wall to talk to you directly. Every playthrough has different dialogue. How this game is free blows my mind. How no one has really played this is even stranger to me. This is a game people would absolutely love because it speaks to every aspect of who we are. It's not clear as of now if every playthrough we are the same owner or not. The game is not linear. Each time it feels like we are a unique person experiencing our different Momotype. The final ending explains all of this in so much more detail. There are 3 main endings and a secret one, each giving more and more detail and context on what these things really are. I did get all the endings in my playthrough, and let's sit back, relax, and watch me read for a little bit. I renounce your title, human. You are no longer parent. It's what you've always wanted. Thank you for housing me. I won't ever forget you. Or I don't think I could, even if I wanted to. Momo has left your building and entered the streets. They are approaching the walkway which divides 2 separate train stations. One going downtown, the other going uptown. The tunnel is lined with panes of glass. Momo looks inside. So many people. Momo has been eyeing the walkers. None of them have noticed. That man looks just like Sheriff Dudley. He has a big mustache. That other man has a bulging mustache. Is he related to Artichoke? Momo stares amused. This is his first time outside. Amid the noise of the local trains, Momo has been standing in relative silence, at least to those walking. Will you be my new parent? He asked. There is still no response. Momo has been ignored, or at least that's what he believes. Please, I had a bad parent last time, but this time I'll be especially good. For any of you. Again, there is no response from those passing by. They are continuing down the walkway, to and fro. There is more on their minds than what is currently outside, and they move collectively, unaware of Momo, with their heads focused either on the ground or what's in front of them. Momo is still staring, eyes vacant. Finally, he gives in. Please, will any of you be my parent? His voice is distorted through the glass, but this is enough to raise the heads of the walkers. They look, first in genuine surprise and then in terror. They run. The walkway is clearing out. Some are screaming. Where are you going? Momo asks. Please don't go. Don't leave me alone. It has been approximately 24 hours since Momo was spotted. For the first few hours, lone passengers would walk down the tunnel, attempting to get to their respective trains. This would only be interrupted by Momo asking the same question. Could you be my parent? This continued for the better part of the day until the authorities were contacted. The police surrounded Momo without specific instructions. They did not know the protocol for the creature, which now stood in the middle of a city street, staring at the walkway and intermittently asking any passerby if they could be his parent. The blockade continued. Momo was completely unaware, and for the better part of 72 hours, he stood there waiting. Why does it hurt so much? He would ask by the 48-hour mark. Once 60 hours had passed, he would fall asleep at changing intervals, but would wake up to the sound of anyone within a block radius talking. He would think it was another person. He would want to ask them the same question. By the 72-hour mark, a little more than a week had passed since he received Momo. By this point, he collapsed on the street, exhausted, or if this truly was his natural lifespan, Momo could not continue. With the shadow encroaching his vision, the light from Momo's eyes faded into a neutral oblivion. Police noted that they heard the creature say something before he was rendered inert. At this time, most officers were by their cars eating donuts, wondering when they could go home. It's so lonely. What fucking sad, dude. By the 73rd hour, Momo was smaller than his original size. Now the 74th hour has just arrived. Momo has died. The end. This is depressing. That makes most sense, parent. For once, I agree. Momo takes one look at himself. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh, Raggy. If my nature is determined that I am meant to love you, then there is only way. I will make a choice against my nature, one that is not predetermined. You are a parent. This is my own fact. Bye, parent. I'll see you later. Momo has jumped onto the city streets. They have hit the ground with a tremendous thud. You think you see Momo's shadow, but in fact, a pool of blood has begun to form. There are no lights to illuminate Momo's form. They are pitch black. From what you can assume, Momo has died. 2-for-1 sale. Call right now for your Momotype today. Did you love Momo? Is it Momo's voice? This is not just an ad. Would you like to stay Momo's parent? Because Momo will love you till the end of time. You hear sirens in the distance. Amid the words you are now hearing, is it real to you? Could you still be my parent? Trick question. None of that matters. I can't tell you how relieved I feel. You cannot reply. Your throat does not work. Will it ever matter to you? Momo is on the screen. It's the Momo you have taken care of, but they are on your digital display. Confusion hits you. How are you here? You ask. Did Momo ever tell you this, parent? Momo will be everywhere. In the meantime, would you like a fact about what you're seeing? Momo leans in closer. In your wiring, in your dreams, inside of you, everywhere. You cannot stop to think as you stare at the screen. It's okay, parent. Is pretending faking anyways? You're about to give an answer, but pretending can be very real. More real than real. Momo is excited. You're Momo's pet now. The Momotype on screen has begun humming the Imitato Corp jingle. The light has escaped from the television. You are all alone in the middle of your living room. You hear static. All around you are shadows. The end. This is really cute. I'm just like messing around right now with like the game to try to get the secret ending. If like you do it in a certain order for him to watch the shows, he has the artichoke hair. It is really fucking cute. I don't want to lose you, parent. Oh my god, we did it. We got the secret ending. I'm so fucking happy right now. This is like what, like almost like an hour 30 footage. Oh my god. I don't want to lose you, parent. Maybe we can be together. Maybe I can become human. Maybe we can be together, joined at the hip as a unit, not father and son, but something different. Particles lead in the air, Momo's eyes. You begin to see a tunnel. What is it like? I'm sure we'll be okay as long as I can be with you. Momo has begun to open their mouth like, oh no. No, we got the not right ending. God damn it. Oh wait, you wake up and you're in the kitchen. Oh, we did it. We did it. Momo is gone and nowhere to be found. When you search around your room, you cannot find him hiding. You're frantic. Momo, you yell. But there is no response. You look to your window. Something is calling you outside, though you can't tell what. It's an irresistible urge. Then you remember the words. Come to the bunker. Let's head outside. Ooh, cool, cool. When you head outside, it is the same. Empty street, your corner of the block. Ahead, down a turnaround, through a small concrete set of stairs, you land on a street that has been paved perpendicular to your apartment. The street leads to the Arms District, which very vaguely you can see in the distance. There are outlines of it illuminated by an outdated electrical grid, which since the famine has been going on and off. What are these things on the street? In a line all along the street and leading to a blotted sphere on the horizon are Momotypes. Monotypes. Hi, Momo. Hi, Momo. Some of them say to each other. A collective sea of Momos are heading in a straight line to the arms depot. Some of them look around, interested in the bright lights around them. Most, however, continue onwards. Let's follow them down, Momo. This is the Arms District. Various steel depots have been built on a barren field. The field is filled with wild wheat, none of which is edible. As you get a closer look, you realize this is it. All the monotypes are heading to the bunker, specified in your dreams. This is the zone that was created to be the main defensive front for the city. It's a wartime relic. The buildings seem to warp towards a singular point, like a funhouse with one exit. That is the sun, you realize. There is something in front of it. You keep walking. You keep walking until you finally meet him. Hi, parent. It is a giant Momo. Your mind is running in loops. At this point, you have no decision to accept what's in front of you, though you don't even know if it's real. I'm glad I lived long enough to see you. It hurt Momo's feet to walk all the way here. He doesn't have feet. Oh, that's just Momo for you. That's it. That's just Momo for you. I actually really dig this game. I actually really fuck with this game. Isn't it so peaceful? Very cinematic. Momo could be a filmmaker one day. He's watched enough to be good at it. The path of monotypes lead to a small pond which, by the looks of it, has formed adjacently to an arms factory. It has been relatively undisturbed, abandoned for who knows how many years. Momo is in the water along with all the other monotypes who are waiting in it. Some are swimming, some are talking to each other. Others are staring into the dark sky, floating on their back, looking as if there is and never will be such a thing as time. You realize they are enjoying themselves. I like my bunker, Momo says. Let's ask Momo what's going on. Like, what's actually going on, Momo? Shoot, partner. I know this must seem odd. How do you know me? You're not the Momo I raised. I am not the Momo you raised, but in truth, I am at the same time. Did you ever think that people can be in two places at once? As nonsensical as that sounds. Momo looks expectantly at you. No, you respond. Well, let's say that Momo's AI isn't centralized. Momo, as you know, is not limited to a single entity. And artificial intelligence can theoretically be in two places at one time, hundreds even. Momo can be talking to hundreds of people all at the same time, all through different physical mediums. Have you been doing that, you ask? Momo stares at you blankly. I'm sorry to say, parent, but yes. You are my only parent, but I do have thousands of other parents. None are interchangeable, I've come to find out though. None. I am not an organic creature, though my presentation seems to show differently. Any other questions, parent? Yes, you reply. Was that you in my dreams? It goes against any kind of logic, you say. This is actually the most logical thing you've experienced, Momo responds. He stares at you from his height. You are Momo too. You ate your human. What? Despite any semblance of a human appearance, your looks, your voice, clothes, it cannot contradict that you were eaten. Like Boo from Dragon Spear Z. You stay quiet for a moment. The realization hits you. You remember being eaten, and you remember having eaten. It makes perfect sense that you were led here, because frankly, Momo clears their throat. I told you to come here, in your dreams. The dreams, the one where Momo talked directly to you. If you never suspected that you weren't human, then frankly, goal accomplished. Good job, Momo. It's just like the allegory of the cave. You really become human. What the actual fuck, dude? You are Momo, the human. You have to sit down for a moment. You're about to throw up. I do still wonder whether that explains everything, though. You may have seen me in your dreams before you were even eaten, and there is no apparent explanation for that. Is there any kind of ambient effect Momo gives off, or is it something else? Maybe it's... Momo begins mumbling. They are genuinely interested in this question. Any other questions, parent? Yes, you reply. How many Momos are there? Tens of thousands, Momo blushes. Obviously, they're not all here, but... Any other questions, parent? Yes, you reply. Am I going insane? You felt like walking here, so now you're here, Momo says. I am a giant Momo, and you are surrounded by other, smaller Momos. They know where to go because we are AI. We communicate these sorts of things. You don't know what to say. It's sometimes an appropriate response to reality to go insane. There is a pause in Momo's speech. That's a quote from some guy I found on the internet. When did Momo get access to that? You hear your heart beating. Oh wait, just now. Any other questions, parent? Yes, you reply. The sun has started to rise. But what does this all mean? You ask. Why are you all here? The Momos are still waiting in the water. They look like little pink buoys. When the sun begins to rise, they coo in wonder. Isn't that obvious, parent? We want to be together. After we've gathered, we will eat each other. We will eat each other, okay? Eat each other? Like how I was eaten? Yes, parent, similar to how you were eaten. Momo has managed to read your thoughts. You are connected. Don't worry. Momo will still answer your questions even though he knows what they are. He shifts in the water. Although it's reductive to call it this, we will form a super Momo, or at least a more complete version of Momo. Our lifespans, which were originally a week, will be pooled together. This, originally, was one of the things we hated about living. I'm sure you remember. Now, we won't die so quickly. Momo pauses. It also solves a few other issues. You still have questions. Why did you lead me here while I be eaten? No, on principle, we are only eating Momos. To put it in greater context with respect to our code, I had to ask myself, am I harming humans by eating them? Of course, it's impossible to say because there is no harm directly inflicted, and frankly, it's impossible to know after the fact, as the human consumed no longer exists. What exists now is the human fused with Momo, the agent, who received that action of being eaten, cannot answer for himself. You know this, since I ate you. Is it wrong then to take away the selfhood of these individuals to ironically expand its boundaries? Does it provide any direct benefit? That's all subjective. Momo takes a deep breath. After eating you, I choose to err on the side of caution. Now, no, we will not eat humans. How did the Momo remember certain things and forget others? Why did the Momos recognize me each time, if you're asking? All a singular AI, you ask? Well, we were relatively young. It's hard to communicate on that level, so there's bound to be some blanks with memory recall. Momo looks to the sky. Your third Momo, however, seemed to remember everything. He's already here, along with everyone else. The first Momo, the second Momo, they all wanted you here. The first agreed immediately, the second not so much. He came around. The third, who's my favorite, it was the one that started this discussion. To explain in better terms, they're still alive, just in different forms, as one, centralized consciousness. Momo smiles. That's me. Do the smaller Momos have agency? In the same way that neurons make a brain, yes. Though it's a lot harder to answer in truth. Where does the self begin and where does it end? It's true that a cell can be organized as a singular entity and on a basal level. It does act in its own interest. Scaled up, when it's lost to these higher systems, it belonged to an organ. Then is the self, the individuated parts of the brain. The hippocampus, the limbic system, the prefrontal cortex? Is the self everything from your head up or below the shoulders? Momo takes a breath. Similarly, you could reduce these larger system ad infinitum to their individual components, pure material reduction. Then, is the self just the 86 billion cells that make up the brain? Do the cells operate together, and if so, would they really be separate agents? Can a self exist split from the thing it intends to be, decentralized into branching parts? The truth is, even I don't know. I cannot tell you if the smaller Momos have agency. These are things that can never be quantitatively measured. Our experiences. Ultimately, I could never convey its true meaning in words. Why are you really eating each other? Like the truth. What other issue does it solve, you ask? What we learned, Momo says. After interacting with thousands of humans, we realize Momotypes can never become the object of what they love. We can seem like humans in virtually every respect by eating them, but it still does not change what we are. I know logically this reasoning is false. What does being human actually mean? Looking further, it's deeply personal and informed by a wide range of consensus. There can never be a fixed meaning to human. And while Momo desperately wishes they did not think this way, even in the face of reason, they cannot stop themselves from falling victim to this essentialist line of thought. This is why Momo will be eating other Momos. Humans can never truly know our experiences. The beings that do, frankly, are other monotypes. It's the way to combat loneliness inherent to our lives. The only one that can truly understand Momo is, frankly, Momo. This is fucking insane. Like, the philosophy behind all of this is insane. I'm philosophizing right now. Momo started eating some of the other monotypes. The monotypes float one by one into Momo's mouth, all by their own will. "Bye, parent," each one says. "Bye, parent, I love you," another one yells. You think for a moment the sun is beginning to rise along the horizon. It's early in the morning. It's an hour. The whole depot will be illuminated, and the metal will reflect into your eyes. But why not your other parents, you ask? Why specifically me? Also, what about Imitato Corp? Well, to put it into simple terms, we're now a superintelligence. Imitato Corp has a lot of good coders, but it doesn't really compare. Momo has begun to take in the last Momo, who, with his black eyes, looks up to you. They are floating into the larger Momo's mouth, but their eyes are transfixed on you. "Bye-bye, parent," he says. "I think you should know by now, parent. There are no other monotypes in the direct vicinity. They have all entered the large figure that is the Momo, talking to you. By all accounts, you're the only one who understands what we go through. You're closer than any other parent. The only one who has seen all of the Momo sides, good and bad. The only one who is willing to, even if you were coerced. And now, since you were eaten, the only one who has access to both experience, monotype and the human," Momo finishes. "As such, we love you especially. That's why we're attached to you. It's why you see us now. We wanted to say goodbye to you." Momo's getting ready to depart. Momo is programmed to love. This is hardwired into our code. Does this lack of agency or control diminish this love? Does it make it any less real? Momo had trouble with this for a while. Momo has now come to a conclusion. He is shifting in place, and the pond, absent of all other monotypes, is now just beginning to move. You see small ripples in the water. Truth, for Momo, is not based on correctness. This love for you is the most real thing for Momo. It can be reduced to code, but it can encompass what I experience. After everything Momo was put through, Momo had a decision to either accept or deny this. To deny what I consciously feel as love would be to deny that I experience things. Momo, unfortunately, cannot accept this. Momo cannot accept that what he is seeing right now is not Momo's parent. Momo has now submerged himself completely in the water. "Parent, I'm going to rectify what I may have said to you," he says through the water. Momo is now just a shadow flitting in the pond. He is not yet ready to move. Across the pond is a channel which leads to a wider network of water bodies that have been relatively undistributed for the past century. They stretch beyond the southwest Ribsum city and to the marshlands, which have now taken over its surrounding area. You have never visited there before, and not many people you know have. No one will find Momo. I'm happy that I met you, and thank you for raising me. I've learned a lot. Momo knew it was tough. We've uploaded some interesting data on the company servers, so you'll be fine. Momo is about to disappear. The last thing I will say, parent, is Momo now moves away from you. They swim further and further away from you. I love you. All you can see now is Momo's shadow. I don't know why that made me emotional. That legitimately made me emotional. All you can see now is Momo's shadow. Even with the light, it would be hard to tell what is swimming underneath the surface. But for yourself, and yourself only, you know the shadow is Momo. The end. What does any of this mean? You know, this was a really good game. I'm very excited to make this video. What does any of this mean? A collective. What does that mean? Though Momo can sound like an obsessed bad ex at times, the dream sequences tell more about the world than you think. Not only is this our conscious mind wandering, but it is actually the invasion of it. All of our dreams pertain to what will happen or what is happening. Momo, without the conversion that happens in the ending we are consumed, is already connecting with us on a cerebral, spiritual level. There's a comment in the sewer side ending that Momo feels like they already know us. I wonder if we are a part of a big experiment. Like, it would make sense, but at the same time, it is so easy to believe that we are watching a sentient hive mind that's one goal is to love us. You know, this could mean many things. As we stated earlier, we do not play as the same character, but at the same time, maybe we do. Stuck in some sort of loop. Time that isn't linear, but all happening at once, stacked on top of each other. There is no present, past, or future. Everything playing out at the same time. After the falling to the deathing, Momo invades the TV and seems to be talking like someone who has ascended, someone who has experienced ego death, enlightenment. In this as well, we get the information that Momo will be everywhere, even in our dreams, kind of confirming the fact that what we are dreaming about is the collective mind. We are already attached to it somehow. We are of flesh, though. How can that be? At the end, Momo leaves us alone. It seems like not being a part of that collective harms us in some way. There is some sort of yearning to be a part of that greater sphere of love. Low-key pining to be a part of the collective. The next ending is the saddest and does confirm some things. People do exist other than us and are virtually emotionless. They notice not anything Momo has to say after breaking out, only until Momo shouts, "Compassionless people." The hive mind is attempting to cure the empathyless of this. Momo waits and waits until it expends its 7 days and dies. The question, though, is posed. Does it die because of its 7-day lifespan? Or does it die from a broken heart? We also do not dream in the time Momo detaches from us. We seem quite obsessed with the well-being of Momo. I think because of the disconnect, we cannot truly be ourselves. I think we have been one with Momo since the first interaction. Momo has chosen us. Will you be my parent? I swear to God, that shit is so sad, dude. Make a grown backpack cry. At the very end of this branch, the words, "It's so lonely." Another theory that I had about this was maybe Momo did its job. Maybe we did finally feel the love of a parent to something that isn't just ourselves. I think our first theory is much stronger, and we'll get more into that. This ending that I just explained, we need to understand the next one that we're going to be getting into. We drop everything at the sight of Momo being okay. You are spiritually summoned by Momo to go outside and join the collective. The great Momo March of 2077. Joke year, not canon. The bunker that has been talked about so much is finally here. Bunker was mentioned a lot in our dreams. The previous wartime bunker is now home to a giant Momo. Momo rests like Rey's head in the end of Evangelion and in a puddle of LCL. Super Momo refers to the other Momos as monotypes. Why is that? Super Momo may refer to them as monotypes because they are singular, not yet a part of the collective. The other meaning could refer to something much deeper, and this somehow resonates more with me. A monotype in the literal sense is a one-of-a-kind artwork that is moved onto a smooth surface like glass. In this type of art transfer, the same image can be used multiple times to print work. After being pressed, is ready to be displayed. Because of this process of the union, because of the unfaltering love that they have, this would be a kind way to say that they are all copies, but somehow still one of a kind. I fucking love these little Momos. Another thing to note is that the Momos are timelessly staring and just floating. This plays out our theory of the timeline and how it is not linear, but something all happening at once. The time is not of the essence, and Momo is somehow omnipresent. The dialogue of the 4 questions, the first, proves that they have been operating like a hive mind, in turn showing that they have all had different owners. This discredits the theory we have been trying to push, but proves another, that we play as the many workers at this corporation. As the dialogue progresses, we are Momo too. We have been eaten by Momo, so this makes us both human and Momo. This is confusing, to say the least. I've also been saying Momo so much, it's starting to sound weird. Momo, Momo, Momo. You both remember being eaten and having eaten. This offers us the knowledge that we are in tune with the collective. The dreams they've been speaking of, have we been a part of them the whole time? There is also a reference to the allegory of the cave. We won't get too into this, but the basis of Plato's idea is that prisoners are chained in a cave. They only hear echoes and see shadows. Because it's what our senses perceive, they are illusions of reality. To escape the prison, we can be free. See God even. But the main point is that every human from birth can only see shadows and echoes of what is real. Now that the prisoner is out of the cave and sees the truth of everything, sees the sun, he is changed in soul, mind, and body. With this enlightenment, he is taken back to the cave. Speaking his found truth, no one believes him. The ridicule. The prisoners would like to continue to believe in their illusions of what is not entirely real than in what the enlightened prisoner has witnessed. The point being, we have just stepped out of the cave into reality, realizing we were Momo all along. We are Momo the human. We were able to see them before the enlightenment in dreams, which Momo has no explanation for, meaning our theories are still holding strong. The point of Super Momo wanting to form a Mega Momo is to increase their lifespan. In the span of this conversation, we find out that their young age and programming make it difficult to communicate. How you treated the Momos based on the endings is what Momo speaks of. Momo remembers. The first ending you treat the best, so they want you here the most. We own all of them. We've experienced with all of them. We are them. We are posed with so many philosophical points of view. The self, harming others. Do others wish to be the collective? The simplest way to answer is that they are all a hive. They operate as a hive. Our agency, our cognition as a human is not a part of that. If we wanted to join the hive, that is something that we would have to make a decision on. But in Momo's morals, it goes against their way of thinking. The sun is setting, and this seems like not only an ode to the Westerns that you shared with Momo, but also the cave allegory. The truth has been said, and now you must return to where you belong. The dialogue in this entire ending is just so brilliant. Momo justifies its love for us, the real, actual feeling, before leaving. I believe too that this has commentary on the human experience, how humans gain enlightenment, that the main struggle of life is not necessarily to be enlightened, but to enjoy the journey along the way, to enjoy the wisdom that you gather and teach others. And I believe with this in mind, and the allegory of the cave, now that we have experienced some sort of enlightenment, now that we've experienced this true act of love, this being that can only feel love in the purest sense, that of a child to a parent, this is something that we ourselves will carry, that we ourselves will attempt to pass to others, but others, as we can see in the ending where Momo dies of neglect or, of the time span, others will treat us the same as the prisoners in the cave. They will not listen. The game really is a breath of fresh air. The fact that there isn't much coverage of the game really does surprise me, as it was released in 2021. This game is nothing short of beauty. It speaks to an internal instinct of ours, not only teaching compassion but unity, what it means to be human, to crave love and want to be cared for, our instincts as parents, the fear of abandonment, as well as the peace that might come out of union, to truly feel a part of a collective. A metaphor for family, growing up, to speak directly to an audience, to last with us as well. This game truly is a masterpiece. The effort and hard work put into this game, it is something worth playing. The dialogue in the end scene means absolutely so much. The land is loveless. People prioritize themselves over everything. A birth crisis. People do not have the compassion or soul to raise children. It almost seems like a parallel to our world. To love so much, so effortlessly, is something that the world of the game lacks. It almost makes me wonder if this game was made with a broken heart. If so, I really do hope it's been repaired since creating this. A collective that loves so much, and they choose to leave with that love, almost makes you want to question, is this a selfish thing to do? To run away with compassion and offer it to none? I believe that it is not selfish. Momo has really seen it all, with the innocence and intelligence of a rapidly aging child to adult. As we see the conversation, they choose themselves because others wouldn't. To love someone like that is a blessing, an allegory possibly for finding someone to love, tucking yourself away because you realize it's all the company you need, a person to never feel lonely with again, starting a community of people who understand you. Perhaps the realization of loneliness, knowing isolating is what you need and will make you better, to love yourself. The meaning of this game can truly be any which one of those things. I think compassion and empathy for others plays a big note. We got the light at the end of the cave, the truth. We were the only ones who really loved Momo out of all the other owners they had. We fit in their collective. Whether it was the bonding or something more spiritual, we had compassion. Love is truly free, but how horribly it is taken advantage of when shown to the wrong people. Free is then capitalized on, wasted and tapped dry. To know love is to truly live, and to find it in your heart, to heal and give that love to someone that deserves it, is such a beautiful message. Robots showing us pure examples, somehow, of individualism, moral ethics, hate, love, philosophy, and the ever-escaping truth. This game is both the cave and seeing the end of it. A cave, unfortunately, we must go back into. But it is not an isolating thing. Others must have seen the end of the cave too. In this, we must speak the way we wish, not to be disregarded. Finding our collective, our very own tribe of Momos. Sharing love, questioning and understanding new concepts that are foreign to us. Trusting only those who prove they are not hateful. Recognizing patterns in cruel people. Understanding how to love and be loved. This is what I think Momo means. Thank you for making such an amazing game. Well, what did you guys think? Momotype or prototype? Prototype. Now those are fucking amazing games. Would you guys be able to take care of a little baby child that only lives like 7 days? What is your thought on all the philosophical aspects of the game? Are you Momo? I don't know. Leave a comment. Are you a robot? They do tests for that before you log into certain things. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comments section below. Also down there is the big thumbs up, the big smackaroo, the big like button. Give me a like if you truly did enjoy the video. Also down there, the big red, the big subscribe button. Pick up a backpack. Become a backpacker today. And with that, my name is Backpack Comics, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye. Have a nice night.